One of the dumb arguments that has been around with us for pretty much since August seems to be on an upsurge. I'm catching a lot more of this one all the time. And that is the property owner is claiming he didn't hire Kyle. Now, why is that a dumb argument? I'll explain. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
So here's how the argument goes. Kyle is guilty because he was guarding property that he shouldn't have been. And why shouldn't he have been? Well, the property owner claimed that he didn't hire Kyle or Dominique or anybody else to protect his property that night. Well, there are two problems with this argument. Number one, it's not relevant. Kyle had left the property. The owner, by the way, his name is Ann Mulkindry, and he owns 2 car dealerships there and a garage. Kyle was guarding the garage that night. And sometime during the night, the garage came under police control. Kyle doesn't need to guard it anymore. The police have control of it. So guess what? Kyle starts to go off and walk with Ryan Balch looking for wounded protesters. At that point, any issues related to property become moot. It doesn't matter if Kyle was supposed to be guarding that property or not, has no relevance on the self-defense claim. Kyle was walking down the street when he was ambushed by Joseph Rosenbaum. The shootings had nothing to do with property protection. As such, they're not relevant. The criminal complaint doesn't even mention it. Here it is. I'll post a link below. Go ahead. Look all through this. You're not going to see anything in here about whether Kyle was supposed to be guarding property that night. It never even dawned on the prosecution to even bother with it. It's not relevant. So if you think that proving Kyle was not hired or asked to guard that property somehow incriminates Kyle in some way, forget about it. The law doesn't work like that. The only evidence that's going to be admissible in court is going to have to be related to what? The attack by Joseph Rosenbaum and the attacks by Anthony Huber, Dropkick Man, and Gage Grosskreutz. And the property that Kyle was guarding have nothing to do with any of those shootings. There's another problem with this argument. Who's to say that Ann Mulkindry is actually being honest here? Frankly, I think he may be full of shit. So let me explain. Anmol is an immigrant. Okay, so he comes from a country, and I don't know how long he's been in the United States, but it could very well be that he was an adult in another country at one time and owned a store or some sort of business. And in these third world countries, it's quite common to hire kids to do these kind of things like guarding property. I know I was in Matamoros, Mexico once, and we had to pay some young kid to guard a car while we went in and ate. It's common. And so Anmol was probably brought up in a culture where that's not necessarily such a big deal. Furthermore, he's at the end of his rope. He's already had 137 cars burned. At some point, he's probably starting to feel like he's got nothing to lose. And we have a whole bunch of kids armed with AR-15s that can guard the property and make sure that nothing else gets busted. He might have went for it. Now, I'm not saying he did. I don't know. I don't know Anmol. I have no idea what he's like. And neither do you. So under those circumstances, I can understand Anmol deciding to say, hey, I didn't have anything to do with this. I didn't hire anyone, even though maybe he did. So just to assume that Ann Mulkindry did not hire Kyle because he said he did, I don't think I would go for that. Now people come back and say, are you calling Ann Mulkindry a liar? I don't know Anmal. I don't know if he's a liar or not. I know nothing about him, but neither do you. I can't call him a liar any more than you can attest to his honesty. He's just a name. And I typically don't trust anyone, especially if I don't know them. So this is a dumb argument to assume that Anmal Kendry must be telling the truth, and therefore Kyle is on the hook for this Kenosha shooting saga deal. It's a dumb argument. Quit making it. Like my video, subscribe to my channel.